these Game 1 drafts leave some questions about what exactly Neon have planned, but definitely when we saw them at the Singapore Major Black, they were busting out some wild, crazy picks and drafts a lot of the time, and that's what worked for them. Obviously, it was a different roster there. They, had the stand-in, and, Skem was playing carry like Nature's Prophet and Leshrax and stuff, but definitely a team that seems to, at times, thrive when things are a bit chaotic.
Yeah, I would agree. Just in the first season, when they really dominated, they were more stable with their drafts. Like ever since the Singapore Major, where they had a lot of success with a stand-in, mind you, they kind of tried to imitate the same playstyle in season 2 with their main roster, but it didn't work out at all because Natsumi is not CTM on carry. They sort of need to get back into their own groove, which I feel like they haven't done at all in season 2. Hopefully, after this break they've had, it's kind of got back to normal for them again.
Yeah,
I'm dead.
Well, over on the Motivate.Trust side, a team that went undefeated in the lower division, but in a lot of ways aren't really a lower division team. I mean, they've been obviously had to play lower division just because of the fact they weren't in DPC seasons in Season 1, but they weren't really tested. So I think there is a bit of a question about just how good is Motivate.Trust, given that they have not played against the top dogs of SEA. So the skirmish here to secure some runes, and it will be OB.Neon securing, I believe, all 4 runes.
All 4, wow, that is something you very rarely ever see. It is actually almost a 1k goldie just purely off that, so very good start for Neon. Good deep ward, making very good use of that. But as you said, they have not lost a single game in the qualifier or in the lower division, so they're completely undefeated. So their power level rating, might be a little weird for us to gauge at this point.
Yeah, because the quality of teams in the lower division is just, it's weaker. They had easy opponents, and, they did not belong in the lower division from the start, but we'll see just how good they are. We've got some signature heroes, Fearless playing his best hero in my eyes, the Storm Spirit. So I'm liking what I see coming out from their side.
Yeah, and they also mixed up the lanes a little bit. Arrowblade, Baden versus PA, Viper, and Viper is already out of mana. And TB is full health. That is not something you want to see if you're the support Viper.
Yeah, this is good, right? They didn't want the TB against the Timbersaw, I imagine. So you got to. I mean, at least from what I'm seeing, is this should be what Motivate.Trust wanted, right?
Makes perfect sense. Also, if you ever get poison stacks, like 3 or 4, you just get shielded. They're all suddenly purged off, and you have this Bloodseeker against Timbersaw matchup, which is not bad for Bloodseeker at all. Very good lane adjustment here. You guys spiking? No. You're straight to the point.
I'm just gonna buy back.
Yeah. Keeping it real. It's a yes, no question. He's like, I don't need to explain.
No small talk at all? Nope.
This is TI quals,
Yeah.
It's not like they're just meeting and going on. This is not a first date, This is, it's like they've been married for 30 years, and it's like, you want dinner? Yes or no? That's all it is, The spark is gone. These teams are all business.
No, I just imagine him as a boyfriend. You want to go out today? No.
I mean, or it could just be yes if he does want to go.
It could be, yeah. Makes it easy for his girlfriend, I guess, to get things done.
Yep. There you go. So, how good of a Timbersaw game is this looking? Because this has been a hero. This is our first time seeing Timber today. Oh, well played.
Actually dying.
Scam. Level
2 earlier.
Yeah. Way earlier. Well, I mean, with the kill now, they're level 2.5. Mirana had been giving Timbersaw solo XP, like arrowing the range creep from out of XP range, so.
Yeah, and Mirana is so weak, level 1. Like, you need the level 2 for the leap charges, and they catch him off guard without it. And we just saw it, like the bushwhack into Blood Ride, into Acorn Shot to just slow him down even more. Arrow middle.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he TP'd mid, so he died TP'd mid. I was just about to ask, like, what's it feels like he doesn't have a proper lane to go to, and then, misses the arrow.
I just feel it's bad, right? You have this Timbersaw Mirana lane. Usually you see, like, a Mirana plus a setup. What is this Timbersaw plus Mirana combination? As we said, Neon likes to do this kind of thing. But it's TI qualifiers. Make it more simple. There's no need to do this kind of thing.
See, Timbersaw having, A-OK lane. Not a whole lot that can really pressure him or bully him out of the lane at this stage until more levels come on the Motivate side. So far, so good.
Yeah. we'll need a Storm level 6 and a Bloodseeker level 6 to really kill this Timbersaw, but when they're both level 6, he should be a pretty easy kill, to be honest. You Rapture him, Storm with all the magic damage. Very easy to bring down.
Yeah. Plus potential break when Hoodwink gets level 6 later on in the game, so... More arrow attempts coming in the mid lane. Burrow Strike into arrow with a Sandstorm, and it's going to be close. He's got a Fairy Fire. Fearless is not going to go for it, though.
Yeah.
Decided to accept
it
his
already.
fate.
Keep it for maybe the next attempt. I always like it when people recognize that, you know, it's done and dusted. No need to waste any resources there.
Oh, I like Hoodwink TP'd in and is saving this creep wave for the Storm. He's going to, I believe, TP on this tier 2. Yep.
What a
he knew
team
not
player.
to TP to the tier 1.
Yep, there's definitely not a Yapsa right there.
Look, when it's Fearless, I've spoken to this guy in some interviews. You know, you don't want to mess with him. He'll be angry if you take his creeps.
Oh, I know. Like, I talked to him quite a bit on Steam. He is. He has his moments. Let's put it that way.
That's a good quality to have in a mid player. Wow. Ooh. Fearless getting away from this one. Still has Fairy Fire and Bottle Charges. He's going to pull the Sand King into some power shots. Yopaj has a stun in a couple of seconds. Fearless has Bottle Charges if he needs them, and Yopaj has to burrow away.
The Bushwhack just
also giving
slightly off the mark.
Ooh. He steals the Bounty Rune though, so that's going to give him some Bottle Charges to heal up. Meanwhile, Storm going for the top one. Can't stop it. And he's going to go for the Bounty Rune plus this. So Fearless is going to get Water Rune plus Bounty Rune.
And Terrorblade.
Ooh.
They do get the trade, but probably not worth it with the TB dying and also a Baron in trouble.
Okay. Left alive for now with the Bushwhack, but he's just going to go run into the tower. Lionax going down. OB.Neon getting PA off to a great start here.
Yeah. I mean, this is the, well, not problem, but if you lane TB a Baron there, you kind of just accept the fact that PA is going to farm. Like, can't pressure her. You just kind of want to have Terrorblade farm as well, right? Not really working out too well so far. He's 10 CS behind.
Well, they know Yopaj is in the neighborhood around this mid lane. He's trying to catch Storm before level 6.
That's one creep off.
Yeah. They have the arrow follow-up. Yopaj not going to get there in time. Meanwhile, bottom lane, they get another kill. This PA is getting out of control. Level 5 already. The TP only just hitting level 4. They're getting kill after kill down here. Meanwhile, mid lane, they've got the jump in. They go on Yopaj. They look to turn this one around, but the arrow is there to help bail out the Sand King for now. But the chase is there. Fearless gets the kill with the help of the Bloodseeker vision. Able to chase him to the high ground, and now Q TPing in as well. I believe, yeah, he just refilled his bottle, so Fearless able to stick around. There's a regen room, but no way Mirana lets this one get picked up by the Storm, so.
Arrows
and he snipes a Siege, okay.
Yep. Very well done there. And I would imagine if the Sand King hits that Burrow Strike down and the Storm is dead and not the Sand King. Like, that was a rough miss there on the Burrow. Pretty uncharacteristic of Yopaj. He's usually the most stable player in the Neon lineup, I would say.
Trying to play very aggressive. This at times has been the Neon, you know, way of playing Dota. It's like all in aggression. Roaming forward position, I feel like, is not something we're seeing from most teams, but Neon going full on roam with the CTM Mirana. He does have ancient stacks that he's been prepping as well to fall back for, but not really a good hero to farm this until PA gets Battle Fury.
Yep. Yeah, potentially Timbersaw can help now that all the pure damage works on them. But it's probably going to be reserved for the PA, who is going Battle Fury. And what is this Bloodseeker going to do? He's level 6 now. Hasn't really made a move with the Rapture yet. Is someone going to come to him, or is he going to come to them? The real question here.
He's holding his own. Did you expect him to do so well against the Timbersaw lane?
Yeah, it's a pretty free lane for Bloodseeker, actually. You just farm the creeps. He can't really harass you out because you get all that health back from the Thirst.
Yep.
Which is also why they lane it this way, of course. But Terrorblade is really struggling quite a bit. He's already 900 net worth behind the PA here.
Yeah, it does feel like TB's just counting down the time before he goes jungle, and that time may be now. He's backing off, leaving this bottom lane, so...
Yep. Meta to jungle. B things. I mean, he's just probably one of the fastest, if not the fastest jungler in the game, right? So he doesn't really mind having to go there.
I mean, this is kind of just his job now for the next, what, 5+ minutes. It's just to farm jungle camps, I guess. There's not really a whole lot more for him. The playmaking needs to come from the Bloodseeker and perhaps the Storm Spirit, it feels like.
Yeah, Bloodseeker is very close to his hood. Then maybe after that he will be starting to be a little bit more aggressive. But so far, pretty passive game here from Trust.
I feel like, yeah, this start is favoring Neon. Like, Bloodseeker's not really like the easiest hero to make plays with, and then, you know, your supporting cast, Hooping's pretty good, but Abaddon's a pretty passive hero, so OB.Neon's got to feel good about this, although what a time for a pause.
Yep, lagging? No. Damn.
What, is he giving him the no?
Not.
Go in.
Oh, a bit.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh.
Is the C server spiking then?
But
Or
we are
what?
fine. All right, jump top. Both teams have time to prepare for this one. Timbersaw already trying to chain away with the Ruptron. There's the pull, but don't think he's going to be able to TP away from this one. They had the Bushwhack ready.
Yep, that's what we spoke
Had enough
about.
of Timbersaw.
Storm rotation comes in, you get raptured, you're just dead. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
Perfect counter to Timbersaw. And
Often that's
Abaddon
where
is
we see a
just
counterplay
taking solo
somewhere
bottom.
else on the map.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, the biggest problem now is for this Radiant side is Timbersaw doesn't really feel like a threat at all. It's not your usual Timber game where you're just free. You take the tier 1 tower and you start snowballing. I'm a little bit afraid for him. Because as the game goes on, it's only going to get harder for him.
Yeah. Is that just because of the heroes Neon have, or anything else that makes this a tough Timber game?
Yeah, it's only the heroes they have. It's Bloodseeker, Storm, Hoodwink. The three of them will, at every stage of the game, be able to kill him. Which is something Timbersaw hates.
Yep. My question, I mean, obviously we're seeing why maybe teams let Timbersaw through in this game, but I feel like every other game in series, teams are just banning Timber. It feels like there are a number of counters, but why do you think teams are still banning it regardless?
It's just very tough to deal with, right? Like, imagine they just go standard lanes and Terrorblade is there. Then the scenario that we spoke about might occur. Where he just takes one tower, starts getting all these tanky items really fast, and then suddenly he is unkillable. But because of the way they laned, they sort of shut him down. Blink away.
Stealing the
Fingers.
stacks. Oh, we got the rune too. That could help him out. Oh, Bushwhack onto the illusions, as well as the Sanking, and get out, but he stole, I believe, a triple stack there in the jungle. So nice little pickup for Yokaj.
Yep.
And it's go time. He's got Sanking with his Blink Dagger. They're going to rotate up top. Masaros in trouble. Arrow to follow up the Blink stun. There's no backup. They're going to leave him go, and now Timber's online.
Yep. Easy kill for them. PA is just freely farming away. Only about 1,000 gold away from a Battle Fury, and that Ancient stack is still waiting. It's a massive one.
Yeah. That's scary, because the second Battle Fury comes, it's like there's going to be like a 2,000 gold injection to the PA to go with the Battle Fury.
How many stacks is that? 5? About to be 6, I think. I don't even see it properly.
Go for another.
The
see
creeps don't even know.
Yeah, 3 big golems and then 2 lizard camps, I want to say.
Okay,
No,
so
3
5.
lizard. It's a 6 stack. It's 6.
And
He's already
7
got
after
6.
this or
Can he
what?
get 7?
Oh, the PA blocked it! PA, you blocked your own
PA?
stack!
Oh. Isn't there a limit on how many times you can stack neutral
I
damages, or am
think
making
so,
that
but
up?
I don't know what the limit is. But PA got
'Cause there used
aggroed
to
by the
be-
lizards, and then the lizard just stood in the
Yeah.
creep camp.
Yeah.
Natsumi, he's just trying to help you, you know? And himself, of course. But mainly you.
He's like, okay, I want to farm my Battle Fury as fast as possible because those Ancients are looking mighty, mighty juicy. Meanwhile, top lane, Timber tries to chain away, gets cancelled. Now, the Rupture, well, he's actually going to stay alive. The Moonlight Shadow is there, and now PA shows up to, well, scare them off a little bit. I believe they had detection. They just did not feel confident about the fight.
Yeah, a little bit too much backup right off the bat there. Timbersaw is still tanky. Can I kill him?
Ooh, Epicenter being queued. Fearless gets caught by the arrow just before the zip. Nicely
Good timing
executed,
there.
and yeah, OB.Neon kind of running over this game. This is not looking very close so far.
The scary part of this game is going to be when BKBs come online. They don't have any BKB piercing abilities, and they have a +5 Viper, which doesn't really offer any sort of stun or disable. So even though the early game looks good, their draft is very early game oriented.
I'll take your tribute.
In the support Viper, 5-position Viper getting some farm and alone time down bottom, level 8.
He has been here
Already,
for
so.
a good 3-4 minutes now. Soaking up all the camps, all the experience. He's almost the same level as the Storm.
He's not really needed. He's the one here that doesn't, like, isn't really much of a playmaker or killer right now, so he's happy to kind of transition. He's got a mech queued up. He's hella farmed.
They're kind of playing like a Rubik or like a Lina, just push out waves, play it really safe. And like a Treant, I guess, is a better comparison. They would just sit down there and just keep spamming it
Here we
out.
go. Mirana going for the 7 sack. Can he get the 7 sack? He got it.
He can probably do an 8th from what I've seen just there. He walk out so far away. Oh my god, there's so much gold. Like, Trust needs to do something about this. They can't just give it to him for free.
I don't think they've even scouted it though. And now Battle Fury's up, so he's gonna
This is
blur his way over.
Wait, he's at 6.6?
129. Okay, yeah, so look at the net worth.
Yeah. Wait, I'm gonna write it down.
You're a carry player. You're just watching this and, you know, you're loving this.
I'm happy. 0. Already 1,000. The big creeps aren't even dead yet.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Keep going, Natsumi. Black's almost there.
Okay,
All right.
that's 1.2k gold gain.
1.2k gold, okay.
Probably 2k though, with the Mirana also getting all the stack bounty. The massive gold infusion for this. I mean, they just didn't contest anything. They didn't even get the bot tower in the meantime.
They are going to contest this 14-minute bottom rune, but Sankin going for a TP out will get cancelled. They follow up with a nice bush sharpshooter to finish off the kill.
This TP was so
good
close. It
pickoff.
was 0.1 seconds for completion.
Radiant's bottom tower.
He had the
Much
right
more.
idea.
He did.
That is much needed for Motivate.Trust because things are really slipping away from this game. They're getting heavily out-farmed across all positions. TB's caught up and done well in the jungle, but PA with that Ancient stack is just skyrocketed ahead.
Dire's top
But the
tower
matchup is very TB favored come mid-late game. Like, PA can almost never ever fight a Terrorblade once he gets like 2 or 3 items. You have Skadi, MKB, Saint Jasha. PA just feels really unhappy. Like, they will need the Sanking to deal with him and the Timbersaw.
They picked the PA into the TB. Is that just because they think they can play faster tempo in the game earlier then?
Must be. They also picked it into a Bloodseeker though, so maybe he's just really brave. I was like, he's the most farmed hero, that's true, but they do have really good heroes against it. Like, even Hoodwink, if you can sharpshoot him early on, all this evasion, everything is gone.
We'll see how
Rocket.
things progress.
Picked up here on Storm, instant
Big.
smoke up.
Yeah, big smoke move.
Trying to
Tanking's
catch a
bottom,
PA.
but has the boot to travel, so can show up anywhere on the map. PA could
here.
be... Okay.
You just don't have any ward.
Okay. Support right. No longer going for the mech, has an Atos queued up. Change of plans. Going for some extra lockdown against the Storm.
Also helps the Mirana setup. I quite like that. And the Mirana's going for the mech instead.
Okay. So they still prioritizing getting the item.
Yeah, it's just a very good teamfight item to have.
Feels like
Although
they're
there
very
isn't
much
really a
all
lot of
about-
spread damage, right, from Trust. I feel like they go on one target and just want to burst at one target. It's not like they have a massive amount of AoE, where mech is really useful. But if you can save that one target, maybe it's worth it, but it's very pricey.
I feel like usually with the PA, you're looking for as many ways as possible buffer up, which is where I'm a little surprised to not see like the Solar Crest, which is usually the go-to item for buffing
It would
up
be
the
amazing
PA.
this game, I agree. And maybe he'll get it after mech. How much gold is mech actually in total? 1.9k gold. It's a big investment. Like, he could have even gone for Yules himself to get more catch for the Storm, potentially. Going the team play route. They only have one stun still, though. There's a Sanking. If he stuns in, most of the time I feel like he's not going to get out against this lineup.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. You're hoping to see him go, at least before when he played this hero, need to go for the BKB more often.
Yeah, BKB, just a defensive item. He had Yules queued up, but Yules is sort of the same thing. You burrow strike in, Yules yourself defensively. They're just going to wait for you to come down. Then you're in trouble regardless. So, for me, mid-sanking is really good if you have an off-laner that can go in first, like a Dragon Knight or something like that, and then you come in after.
See both teams kind of playing around this mid lane and Roche area. Neon really wanting to try prioritize getting this T1 mid tower. But they're not going to want to commit too hard with Viper still dead.
Yep. Also, PA very close to her Desolator, which of course is her power spike.
Yeah.
She only has
Yeah,
1200 health though.
Yeah, I feel like often we've seen these PAs feel like they have to go for defensive item after Battlefield. She hasn't got, okay, I was just say, hasn't got the talent. There's another 200-ish health.
Wait, that's good, yeah. And then strength threats, you can get up to about 1600. That's not bad at all. But
Yeah.
BKB queued up
Ogre will
next.
come out soon. Yeah. I imagine she's good. And BKB probably going to be the timing. Well, not even BKB, just the Deso. I mean, the damage output now is you blink Barrow Strike someone, PA can probably instantly delete them.
You're going straight away, but Abaddon is already in prime position to...
He knows. Oh, they ignore him, though. At least initially. No, they're still going to go for him. He tanks this one. Are they even going to hard commit for this? Yeah, you betcha.
Yeah, TP just finishing the engines like, yeah, sorry, bro. Got better things to do.
Even Viper Strike him there at the end. Not sure that was quite necessary. Meanwhile, buyback coming from the Abaddon. They want to take this fight. They get the Rupture out. Onto the Timbersaw. He's
in trouble!
Timbersaw, but he's healing himself up. He's actually A-okay. PA in trouble and will go down. They do not have the protection for the PA. Overcommitting, and Tatsumi with the glass cannon build gets punished.
Yeah. You can just see the build-up on Terrorblade is much better. With strength threats, you'll have about 1800 health. Yeah, status resistance already. So he feels much more comfortable to fight. Whereas his PA really needs his BKB. Like, we start a sharpshooter on her, bam, you're just gone. It's so much magic damage coming out. Orchid on top of that. There's no surviving it.
Yeah, I feel like usually when you see this Battlefield Deso, it's like you go for pickoff, but you don't want like a full-on 5v5 fight like that.
Yeah, but they were looking for it really. Like, they killed the Abaddon and then they dove in deeper. Like, the response should be obvious from Trust, right? They will be ready to fight back if you dive in that deep. Is the Vessel completed already on the Hoodwink? It is. Does Timbersaw have a Dispel? Yeah, he does have a healed Scepter. They're going straight.
The non-ulti Metamorphosis, so I think without Metamorphosis, OB.Neon feel like they can confidently force this Roche. There is going to be a smoke up. Here come Motivate, but it's too late. Roche already dead, and I don't know if Motivate still want to take this fight. They're on the low ground, so they're going to be a little bit careful. Yopaj could go for Blink. Somebody gets scouted. The instant Orchid followed up by an Atos. Can they keep Yopaj alive? They can't. Bushwhack was there as well, and OB.Neon getting scouted out and just losing the Sankey means they've got no Sun to play around, and now the next could be Timbersaw who gets Yuled up. The Blood Red not going to land. He gets a Timber Chain out of there, but he gets chased down by the Storm, so he should still be going down. So Motivate.Trust winning these fights into an Aegis without Metamorphosis. They're just outplaying OB.Neon right now.
And PA is very scared of committing in, still don't have BKB, and whoever he goes in will just get Abaddon shielded, and he's more likely and not just going to be fine and run away. And this fight was really, really well done. They kill the Sand King, the only disable they have. Arcane Rune Storm, they know exactly what they needed to win this fight. Where's the Sand King? And they're done. They just have nothing after that. Like, who's gonna keep you in place?
Yeah, this Storm Orchid causing problems, and yeah, Sand King's gotta rethink his approach. I mean, you're talking about like the tankiness and survivability of a PA who's got evasion plus a decent amount of health. Sand King even less health, just hovering around that 1400 mark.
Yep. As we said, he's going Yule's next item, which, yeah, we'll see how that goes for him.
Motivate.
He'll hang on to this
Such
mid
a good
tower.
job. Yeah, it's finally going down, but they kept it alive for a long time, and in some ways kept themselves in this game, it feels like, by how many fights they won around that mid-tier one. Let's smoke up. Blink Fire
He
Strike.
blocked
He
the
blocked the
arrow.
arrow with the illusion. Oh,
Well, that's 12
what a
MMR
play from
right there.
Jackie. If you wonder what it looked like, if you wonder the difference between you sitting at home and Jackie, that right there, that's a small little glimpse.
And it wasn't just random, like, he was actively controlling it.
So it feels like Radiant teams trying to smoke up in this Dire Triangle just so often get foiled by like a support standing there or an Observer Wood combo, and we're seeing Neon kind of for the second time in this game, go for a smoke play and just not able to really connect.
I mean, this is really what this Abaddon hero is so good at, right? Like, you just run into 5 heroes, and most of the time you won't even die. Because they know if they hard commit their spells on you, you will most likely lose the fight anyways.
So.
You know, they have a 4k gold lead, but I feel like it's a little bit deceiving. Like, their actual fighting power doesn't feel that strong, right? The Sand King, PA still, like, they all just feel pretty weak. They deal a lot of damage, but they're all glass cannons.
Most of the, half the gold difference is just the supports, or even a bit more than that. Viper, like, 2k, double the net worth of the Abaddon, the 2/5s, but that's not like a game. The Atos and Viper isn't like a game changer.
It's not like a Lion Blink or something like that.
Yep. Storm perhaps a little underfarmed, but still making big plays and getting great initiation. So Fearless finding a way to impact this game even without the farm.
Yep, he's going straight into BKB.
Dire's
The 1 stats
middle
online,
tower
he
is
should
under
be
attack.
feeling a lot safer. Although he's only sitting at 9 armor, so PA can shred him pretty easily. He found the PA.
Yep. Hasn't gone to BKB yet, and they may just go for... Okay, they're going to back off. I think they recognize we're a bit closer to TP. Nice.
Radiant's bottom
Zip through the Burrow Strike. Yopaj unable to connect with Fearless timing the full lightning. They are going to go for the Abaddon, who gets forced to pop his ultimate, gets arrowed on the come down, and Fearless TP out will just make it out. So you mentioned the Abaddon, and sometimes his job it can just be to tank the gank. He doesn't have buyback, and he's actually got a long respawn timer because he used buyback earlier, so not
I
ideal.
think they should know this. He was dead for like a minute. Which gives PA time to... Oh, she already has her BKB. I mean, she's actually really filthy rich.
Yeah, when they jumped her, I don't think she had it, but it was coming out in the courier, I guess, so...
Yeah. It should just be a free tier 2. I don't think they can defend this at all. And then an outpost follow right after.
Okay.
Terrorblade though,
But still-
400 gold of Skadi. Like, once he has that, I feel like he's almost nigh unkillable here.
So still you feel like there is kind of this timer on OB.Neon where Motivate.Trust are, you know, with the TB, even the Storm late game are still pretty comfortable.
Yeah, I think so. Also, the only BKB they have right now is on the PA. All other 4 heroes are Sunder targets.
Yep.
Look at his health. 2.6k health without strength threats. Still holding on to the raindrop as well. Tanky beast.
Has a growth bow to go with the Dragon Lance, so he's going to have plenty of attack range to play around.
And the smokes have not been working out at all for Neon. That is the 3rd one. Into the triangle, where his support just sits there and is like, hi, I'm out.
Even the times they've killed the Abaddon, it's kind of not really led to anything, so... Been able to... Yeah, they're up 5k gold despite being, you know, 8 to 9 kills. They've managed to farm the map better and kind of... They've been the strong... Like, they're a stronger team, but they just can't fight the fights they're looking for.
Yeah.
Radiant's
Everybody is still
bottom
very
tower
happy.
is under attack.
Curious to see what item he's going for next. Like, this will really tell us a lot if he's going BKB or MKB.
Yeah, I was going to ask, TBs don't normally like to build MKB, but obviously playing in the PA, how soon do you think he needs it? Hold that thought. They jump in on the Storm, but the immediate shield. So there's no follow-up, and they're just going to turn this around on the Sand King, who gets deleted. That
Tower is under attack.
was not going to work when an Abaddon's sitting behind the Storm. Linex knows his job. Sit behind my Storm. If he gets blink stunned, shield him.
Yeah, and as what we spoke about, Sand King blinks in. What is your get out of jail card? You don't have any. You're just dead. And I think he died in like, what, 1 second there? He's pretty fast death.
He melted. It definitely feels rough when you're kind of the only stun. I mean, there's the Moran arrow follow-up, and
Radiant's top tower
the Abaddon is
is
just
under
going to always be able to just shield that off.
I feel like it's similar to when you're just Faceless Void that is the only disable in your team. Like, you're forced to make so many risky plays because you're the only playmaker you have. Most often doesn't feel very impactful. Like, he felt very pressured to stun the Storm there. Ends up in him dying. It's just a bad feeling. Now Storm has his BKB finished. PA is the only damage through that. Okay, so TB is actually going MKB. I like that quite a bit. He's very tanky. And he recognizes the only threat they really have is this PA. Once he has MKB online, she's not a threat anymore to Terrorblade at all.
You mentioned all the Sunder targets. On top of that, you've got an Abaddon to back you up, so it does feel like he's got plenty of defensive options. Lotus on the Timber, going to protect Mantis Storm. They get a nice two-man Burrow strike, but Abaddon immediately borrowed times off the two-man Burrow and shields his Storm. Great defensive play from Lionax just to make sure Fearless gets out of there.
Yeah.
But Storm does commit the BKB.
I mean, it's not as bad anymore as it used to be with the new 6 seconds limit, but it still feels bad to use it defensively on your first charge.
And
now that they're too
it's
tower,
kind of, yeah, they have been controlling this game for basically the last 10-15 minutes. They're taking whatever towers they want, whatever objectives, but they are not getting further and further ahead, and it does still feel like they're not going to have good answers for TB.
Yeah. Who is keeping up with PA that had like a free lane and what was it? 8 stack? Ancients, which is it's a pretty big feat. As we said, once that MKB is online, even if you jump into the backline to try to kill the supports, if Terrorblade is in the vicinity, you're just dead. Like, he will deal so much damage, and your team has 0 saves for you. You have 1 mech, that's it. He doesn't have BKB yet.
Even his entire jungle. Okay, they blow up the Storm. Perfect time to find him. Next could be the Abaddon, who doesn't get a chance to pop his ultimate. He gets critted. Brought down. Yopaj unable to connect with the Burrow Strike, looking for a follow-up kill, but again, it's Neon. They are the team that you don't really want to fight into at this point in time.
It was a pretty clumsy play there by Storm. His BKB was off cooldown in like 2 seconds or so. He needed to be a little bit more patient. Probably thought Mirana is alone there dewarding, but it was a big misread because everybody was there.
And now they've got those buffs. We mentioned the mech on the Mirana and likely needing a Solar Crest. They've got everything to make this PA's game as good as possible. And Natsumi hitting level 20 is starting to get scary and scarier.
Yep. He already has the crest finished, actually. And Sanking now also getting a Sange delivered, or Sange. I'm not sure how to pronounce that one. Is it like a unified way of saying it? Or does anybody just say anything?
You're asking Aussie, and we just mispronounce everything, so...
Oh, well. You're talking to the German with the German English.
Sanj. Sanj and Yasha sounds better than Sange and Yasha?
Yeah, Sange sounds kind of rough, right? Let's say Sange.
The more you say a word, like if you just keep saying it over and over again, it no longer sounds like a word. Like it kind of loses meaning.
Sange. Yeah, you're right.
I guess it's a word that doesn't have a meaning. But you start realizing, like, what? Like, this. You start second guessing, like, is this a word? Is this how you say it?
Wait, just to make sure, Sange doesn't actually have a dictionary meaning, right?
You know, good question. Over to you, Black.
Okay, I'll check it out after the game.
Okay. Okay. Anyways, things settling down here. Very tense game. This 6K gold, I mean, we keep touching upon this. It doesn't feel like a huge edge, and they're going to jump the TV, and they first him. He gets the Sunder off. He got on
the Storm!
The Storm! Oh no! Oh, Jackie! Agent Jackie working for the enemy, and he's still going to go down here. Playing without a BKB, he gets Chain Stun burst down. He set the Storm up for failure as well, and Lionax, well, he's got to borrow time, but it's literally just doing that. It's going to borrow him some time, but it's not going to change the end result. He goes down, and that's the breakthrough OB.Neon have been looking for this entire game. They finally win the teamfight convincingly. They pull ahead. They've been kind of neck and neck in kills with a small gold lead, and now they can break high ground.
At least 1 Rex, possibly 2, because they have no meta. And
But very low respawn times.
That is true. But how scared are they on Neon here? Because BKB is up in 30 again?
Yeah. It is, you know, I feel like we've seen these teams, TI qualifiers, they play very conservative. They go for objectives like Roche. Yeah, they're not even going to go for the rack.
Okay, they're going for
That's
Roche
what I was
straight.
about to suggest. You're up against a Storm who can just zip in, use his entire mana pool, TP back, and then have his entire mana pool again. So I don't think you want to get caught without a BKB on PA. So
I mean, I like it. Terrorblade has no defensive item yet, so until a Satanic or BKB comes out, he won't really be able to teamfight them properly. And that was really the fight that Trust was supposed to win. They just got the MKB on the Terrorblade. Then one unfortunate event, let's call that, leads to another. And they all just explode.
It's one of those things where I think he was going to die. He had to find a Sunder target. And he was probably going to die even if he sundered an enemy, maybe. It was just They needed what they really needed was Abaddon there to shield him up the stun off, but they were just caught by surprise. It's like finally that play smoking into that dire triangle. It finally worked, you know.
Was
They
it the
failed
fourth
3
time?
times. I think it was the 4th time.
Yeah, or maybe even the 5th. Wow, good border
Yeah.
strike.
Okay. Storm has the BKB. He's gonna be forced to pop it and TP out.
Oh yeah, he was scared. You could tell. He was done.
Now they know it's on cooldown, so they can play aggressive, and they know the Storm can't really make any aggressive plays himself.
Yeah, they also have the shard now on PA, which is a big damage infusion actually. People don't really think about it, but it's 16% of the max health. There's a lot of damage on here like Terrorblade. And of course, a baton. If you're not careful, you get broken. Your ult doesn't automatically activate. So be mindful of that.
Yeah. And so I'm kind of, you know the break when it's there from the Viper, but you may get caught by surprise when it happens from a PA.
Yeah, like this is still a mechanic that I also get caught by surprise a lot. Like it's just, oh, where did that break come from? Oh, PA. Yeah. Cool.
I mean, against PA, if PA jumps you may just have to borrow time anyway, so you don't get critted and killed.
Yeah, which just
because
happened
right now
last
there's
fight.
also a DD. Yeah.
How much is it hitting
I don't
for?
think it was broken.
400 damage, okay.
400.
If you
Yeah,
crit,
that's with the DD.
yeah.
That's a lot.
And it's a good, 1800 damage crit. Let's go.
Yeah,
Man.
with some minus armor in there as well.
When PA is ahead, the game just feels so hard to play, honestly. Like, these supports, they will die in one hit. This Hoodwink, I guess she's a little bit more survivable since she has decent armor, but even she will die in like 2 or 3 hits.
Wink, the most picked hero so far in these TI10 qualifiers, looking at some of these other regions, not looking quite as potent this game. Even though it is 3-1 and 4, it does feel like who hasn't quite had the impact on this game we perhaps would have hoped for.
I feel like in general, like, Trust is not really awake yet. Like, this is not really the Trust that we usually see. They're much more aggressive usually and much more calculated. This game, they're kind of just happy farming, not making any moves.
OB.Neon, who's trying to punish some split push perhaps. Fearless has the BKB down bottom. May just have to go for a BKB TP out.
Again. Oi, Basher!
Yeah. Natsumi, right place at the right time. And Fearless could have gone for the zip to the down to the bottom right trees perhaps. He just zipped the wrong direction.
I mean, any direction other than that would have been good. But of course, he didn't know that the PA is there. Imagine you zip to the left and suddenly PA just randomly there. You're like, ah.
Yeah. That's also where I feel like, the pressure may be getting to, because, I think you should know, you can clearly zip to the right towards the trees there at least.
Yeah, like he zipped onto the lane, which is the least safe spot to zip to. For the crit on TB, taking up about 20%.
Okay.
Even though he's sitting at 34 armor, that is pretty crazy.
Acorn shots bouncing around, not really doing a whole lot to deter this PA pushing high ground. They've still got a full minute left on this Aegis, and now they're going to go in for the Burrow Strike arrow follow-up. The shield was just, it wasn't enough. He used the shield, he used the miscoil, but Bloodsinger got deleted.
Yeah, and PA almost killed the Baron with 1 dagger. And this game is a little bit out of reach now. Terrorblade is going for a BKB, which is going to be the last timing of this game. If he can farm it, he needs 400 gold for that. But Neon doesn't want to
doubling back.
Oh yeah, take
In
back.
Moonlight Shadow. They seem to know. Natsumi shows himself, so maybe they just go for this mid-rack, so. If they get, they got creep, so. No Aegis in 20 seconds though, so I think they want to play it a little bit careful.
Yeah. Generally, TI qualifiers are the qualifiers that have like the longest average game time, I believe.
Yeah, I believe that.
Like, I don't have
like
any
it's the
stats to
time.
back it up. It's just like from what I remember. Every time I played on them and everything, it's like the game usually drags out another 10 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Like,
saw it in the last
guys,
series.
go back a bit. We got this. We don't need to rush anything. We're out farming everything. Just get
Yeah.
30k
Well,
gold lead.
TBBKB, they want to smoke up. They
This
decide
is the last
go
chance
time.
they have. They need to win a decisive fight here. But there's no one there.
The high ground observer, they know there's no more Aegis on this PA. They, you know, as far as the carry matchup goes, they feel like this is the time where the TB should match up best against the PA.
Yeah, but they're not showing themselves at all. Because Neon knows they're not pushing out lanes on Trust. Where could they be? Definitely on the hunt. Playing very well here.
Man, this PA just continues to scale on MKB now to deal with some of that TB evasion.
Yeah, she is hitting like a truck. Also gives attack speed. 35 attack speed is nothing to laugh at this point.
Yeah. Oh. Definitely not an item you feel bad about buying ever as a PA. Even in, you know, it's just 16% evasion on the TB talent. You're more than happy with the damage and attack speed you're getting.
You used to feel pretty bad about switching out threats for it because you would lose all the attack speed, but now they give the same amount of attack speed.
Well,
you remember when it gave like even more attack speed and more damage? When was that? It was like
you used to give like 70 or 80 damage, right? When it was,
yeah,
like, the
and
double
attack speed on top.
javelin.
It was crazy times. PA is pretty much maxed out at least. That's good news. There can only be an Abyssal Blade. Aeroblade still has some growing room.
Is that good news for Neon or good news for... You say it's good news for... It sounds like you're saying it's good news for Motivate.Trust, but what I'm hearing is they got to deal with a 6-slotted PA. That to me sounds like bad news, Black.
Well, if they can survive like 2 fights after he's 6-slotted, then they're in a good spot. Well, I take that back. There's still Moonshot, sorry.
Yeah. There's Ag Scepter too, you know? Here we go. To the
TB's
high ground we go. It's an
smoke.
illusion. Whoop. Oh,
wait, he popped BKB on Storm. Well, Fearless is definitely trigger happy this game.
Yeah. Haven't, like you say, maybe still waking up is probably a weird thing to say when it's the 4th best of 3 of the day. These guys have had all day to watch Dota, play Dota, scrim.
What time is it over there? 11
It's
PM?
probably around like 10 or 11. Yeah, 10 or 11 PM.
So maybe they woke up too early.
Yeah, they're getting.
No, it's actually a real thing. Like if qualifiers, like if you're the last match, you should not wake up at like 9 or 10 AM. Like you will actually be kind of drained by the time you get to play. And when you play in pro teams, you usually kind of set your schedule in a way where it suits your tournament play the best. Or your tournament schedule the best, rather.
Yeah, when you find that schedule out, you've got to kind of adjust. Like, I know with like some pro sports like NBA, it's like players, you're always playing in the evening, so a lot of players will take daytime naps just so they can be as, you know, energized as possible when they finally get to their match. But
which makes perfect sense. Like imagine you're up 9 AM and at 9 PM you have a match. You're like, oh man, I'm feeling a little bit groggy here.
Yep. Yeah, 11 PM in Southeast Asia. As Motivate.Trust have to find a way to claw themselves back in this game, and you kind of, okay, as you mentioned, just keep dragging this out. They've got slightly more room to grow.
Slightly.
PA's got Satanic.
Problem is, all the other heroes are also growing. Gosh, they're just farming the whole map. Interestingly enough, the gold lead is not really growing. It has been 23k for a couple of minutes now. But they're not really farming the map efficiently here on Neon.
Yeah, they're happy just to play around this top side around Roshan, so they're giving Motivate their Ancients in this kind of bottom side of the map. Opaz just on Roche duty. I'm not sure if PA has a Satanic queued up, but already playing without boots. I'm not sure where the item slot for this comes in.
Yeah, you might potentially drop the BKB for the Aegis and then just pop it back in after you die. Or potentially a
What's the
Battle
Aegis?
Fury.
But yeah, where's the Satanic come?
Oh, where's the Satanic gonna go? Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I mean, either way, here we go. Masteros is, whoa, he's in deep in enemy territory. Gets Flint Fire Strike. The PA gonna follow this one up. The Abaddon once again tries to heal him up, but it's just not enough. Nice Axe Vortex from Fearless, but he gets bashed now. The PA, one more right click. Ooh, doesn't get it. Fearless gets out of there, but he was just melting this PA. PA forced to run away from a BKB TV. Can't deal with that MKB right now. Fire Strike on through. Yopaj sets up another kill. That's the Storm dead. Now they're going to worry. Jackie's going to worry about the chase on. Luckily, he's got a Flicker to help dodge the Stifling Dagger. He's still blinking, well, flickering away as best as he can. Gets hexed up to stop another Flicker. He's going to have it once he comes out. He's still trying to escape. I don't think there's a happy ending for him here. He looks for the Sunder, but he gets used up. Fire Strike is waiting, and he is down and out for the count.
We saw PA can't fight
OB.Neon.
Terrorblade at all, but the rest of the heroes are just too farmed.
Radiant's middle
Or
tower
rather,
is under
Bloodseeker and Storm are too underfarmed, and there's just no real way of dealing with the draft of Neon anymore at this point. 26k behind. Going for the last Roche, and probably also GG relatively soon. It's a rough fight. Like, you can't really ask for more, you know? You got a good Rupture on the PA. EB was hitting the PA. But at this point, he's just so farmed that he doesn't die as fast as he should.
This Penta Edge Sword, great pickup for a PA. Even has a leveler in the backpack if they want to swap it in for some extra building damage, but we're not seeing the spark that we usually see out of Motivate.Trust. PA, Natsumi just jumping in, doing whatever he wants. Tried to get the Storm there when he bowled in, but he didn't actually go for an Electric Vortex.
Dire structures are fortified.
It looks like OB.Neon are just going to clean up some of these buildings here. TB, even when he respawns, doesn't have Metamorph for another 60 seconds. And Black, he's got the last-ditch Rapier queued up.
Dire's middle
Yeah.
tower is
He actually sold something to get it. He needs 25 gold. Give this man a creep. Oh, you got it. What did he sell for that? Saint Jasha.
So he's got Sanjasa still.
Oh, sorry. What did he sell for it then?
I'm not sure. Good question.
Well, anyway, now
Ready
he
to
has
go.
it. That's a lot of damage. Like, Neo needs to
Yeah.
respect this a little bit.
Without Metamorph for another 25 seconds. Neo maybe don't know quite the exact cooldown at this point, but they are still going to look to go for the building with an H PA. They feel confident. They get the Rupture on the PA. The Vortex follow-up is there as well. Can they burst down PA? The damage, it should be enough. They get the first life. The game may just look to blink on out, but they lost Storm in the process, so if anything, they probably feel confident that they can keep making this play.
And the expended BKB on Terrorblade. Like, he can't fight now.
Ooh. He's going to have to try find a way to fight.
Well, that's
They
Megas.
Megas. Maybe they just stall this out, you know, play into Megas with a Rapier TB.
Yeah.
OB.Neon go for the killing blow.
They're certainly looking for it.
Yopaj doing some celebratory pulses.
They're Sanking claps. Such a good addition to the game.
It feels so much better playing Sanking, yeah. With a slightly improved ultimate, and they're just going for the killing blow. Natsumi going for the tier 4 towers.
You have
At
to
this
fight,
point,
Jackie.
You bought this Rapier. Problem is, Throne just dies too fast here. Natsumi's ignoring the fight. He's just going for the buildings. No, he does want a stat pad. He does want to go for some kills here. He sees a Rapier. He's like, I'm a PA. I want this. Nope. Changes his mind. Goes for the Throne. GG.
Doesn't quite
OB.Neon.
want it anymore.
He thought about it. He blinked forward and then he's like, nah.
Yeah, he be mad at. He was like, oh no, okay, throne, guys. If this was a league game, he would have hit the Terrorblade.